Taurus, let's clear some smoke. Let's go ahead and do your almost personal love reading for this month. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. Tap in for the main energy. All right, divine. Nope. We have 3 best cards. Looks like we have 4. Not going to even argue with it. For the main energy for Taurus this month. Let's see. All right, darling, I do hope that all is well and that you are doing well at this time. Okay. Mental energy, we make time to check in emotionally, ensuring our connection remains strong. Okay, in the environment, we have energy of desperate. I'm in a bind and don't have anyone else to reach out to. And then our love is a magnet for abundance, attracting all the wealth, happiness, and opportunities we desire into our shared journey. And together, we attract abundance into our lives, filling our hearts with love, joy, and prosperity. Well, the divine is certainly trying to let you know that you're in the right place. Okay. It's because it's 3 against 1 here in terms of the energy. The only thing that isn't fitting is this desperate. But I'm in a bind and don't have anyone else to reach out to. And, using myself as an example here, I am a fiercely independent person. Okay. And it's a strength, but it's also I'm learning how to be flexible with it. And it is a process. But the more flexible I am, the more that I understand that it's nice to be cared for. It's nice for someone to offer assistance. It's powerful to be able to say, I need assistance. Okay. This really feels like it doesn't necessarily, it could be financial issues, because generally when we think abundance, you think finance, personal finance specifically, but it also has a feeling here of spiritual abundance, like being tapped out or zapped or burnt. Your nervous system is just overloaded. Your adrenals have just, you haven't been sleeping well. And it may be, a situation of where you just have a lot of anxiety right now. And your partner is able to stabilize you in a way that they don't even understand. It's a certain calmness that they bring to your storm in the midst of the chaos. They're the type of person that is able to stay at peace. And this is rubbing off on you. Okay. So let's get some more details here, because it doesn't feel like it's about you needing financial assistance. It feels more so like being able to let someone in and show a certain vulnerability about how you're feeling right now about things or life in general, right? So let's get into some details for you, babe. All right. Deep breath, darling. Open mind, open heart. Ready to receive what the divine needs you to know. May I have 10 best cards, divine, for the details regarding this energy, please? 10 best cards. Okay. So, starting off is the Knight of Wands, and you want to jump out of your skin right now. You'd really like to just escape. You've been coping with something for a very long time, and this has been something that you've been internalizing. So it doesn't feel like your partner is at all aware of your internal battle or struggle that you're dealing with. You've kept this under wrap, under lock and key. And it's probably something that you feel is solely your responsibility to deal with. This is not something that should or in any way be a part of your relationship or your connection. I understand. However, you are in a relationship and you're connected energetically by forces that are felt but unseen. And so if you're not in balance with yourself, go back to one of my favorite statements, neutralize the threat within yourself. If there is a threat present in you, they feel it. Now, they may not be saying anything because, again, they can find peace in the chaos. And so they may be wise enough and emotionally intelligent enough to understand that whatever is the disturbance doesn't have anything to do with the two of you, because your energy towards them is authentic. It's genuine. So they know that you're not displeased with them. They are, however, probably more concerned than they say, and they've probably been showing that concern. They may have been taking extra steps to be delicate with you, especially when you're losing patience with yourself, not with them, but you lose patience with yourself. You try to rush yourself. You're like the grown folks say, you run around here like a chicken with the head cut off. You in a rush to go anywhere, and it's like, it's okay. Well, it's just going to Costco, honey. We don't have to be there on time. They open till 9, or whatever time Costco open. Can you believe that? I've never been to Costco. Just write it down. But I've definitely used Costco products. Anyway, it was getting heavy for a second. And I feel you because I identify with that. I literally I teach myself to slow down. And again, that's from that fierce independence. Like, I've got to get it done. I got to move. The faster I do it, the faster it's done. And, speed doesn't always give you the quality that you want. 9 times out of 10, if you're rushing through things, you're going to miss something. And you're going to have to go back and do it anyway. So you're going to just, you're spending twice the amount of time rather than slowing down, breathing, taking your time, paying attention to detail. Is more than likely going to get done at the same amount of time. It's like the example, so we can zone in on this energy focus. It's like the person who the light is green, red, and then they take off, and the next light is in like a quarter mile, half a mile. Like, you're not going to beat the light, but they drive like a bat out of hell as if they're going to catch the yellow, and they're going to have to slow, and you just look over at the side and you're like, hey, nice to see you. How much gas did you burn? That's ridiculous, right? So slow down. Okay, this Knight of Wands is about putting pressure on yourself. Now, the Two of Cups being here between this Knight of Wands and the Sun card, it feels like this is your energy right now, wanting to charge and just, instead of drive the distance, you want to jump all over all the cars. You can still get past all the cars on the ground and safely, right? just ride past the cars. We don't have to jump over them. We don't have to be Evel Knievel. At the center is the Two of Cups, where even though you are surrounded by this feeling of just a cold winter, the darkest night, here, the relationship, again, amidst the cold and the chaos, they bring out the feeling of warmth. They're one of your biggest coping mechanisms. Now, they don't know this, not from you directly, but they understand it because they feel good when they provide it for you. This is a person that will take you into their arms and hold you, just hold you. And they'll be your, what do they call the service animals? Dang, I can't think of it right now. But you know what I'm talking about. And then the Sun card is here of how they treat you. Like, it's okay. Like, the people on the roller coaster are super sad. Oh my God, we're gonna die. We're not gonna die. Raise your hands and scream your head up. Ah! And they get you to enjoy yourself during the process. The risk, you got to go through the risk to get the reward. Now, the Three of Wands being here upright is you looking forward and planning for things. You're always looking forward, always trying to see what's next, always trying to be ahead of things. And this is more than likely where this independence energy comes from, maybe in your past, especially in your younger years, childhood years. You learned very early on that you have to plan ahead for whatever reasons that was. And that's what gives you a feeling of a feeling and sense of security in your life, that you already have your steps planned. You always know that things could go left, hard left, and you're ready and prepared to deal with those things. But the only way you feel safe and really secure is knowing that you're already as many as 10 steps ahead in the process, both to the left and to the right. If that doesn't work, we've got a contingency plan to a contingency plan to a contingency plan to a contingency plan. You've always got, everything is set to the side. You know what you're going to be able to do. You have emergency funds. You've got emergency credit cards. You've got emergency, if something were to happen and you found yourself needing a place to be or stay, you've got arrangements for that. You just make sure that you can't be caught outside. However, the problem and the challenge is with this Queen of Swords in reverse is that you're not enjoying things now. You're not enjoying the fact that you're just that prepared. You're not enjoying the fact that you're that good at it, that you know what to do, okay? You don't enjoy the accolades. You don't enjoy the fruits of your labor fully because you always feel like the rug is going to be pulled from under you. And the rug has not been pulled yet. You made a pact and a promise to yourself that you would never be or live the way that you were raised. You just weren't going to have that level of insecurity in your life. You just weren't going to have it. And if you look around, you've really achieved that, but you always still feel like there's always something. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what that something is. You're prepared. This is where this person comes in, is trying to reflect that to you. Even the partner you've chosen, you're prepared. Right? They they try to always keep their hand on you to let you know we're here. You're here. Like that sign when you're in the mall, you're here. Right? You're not over there. You're not way back there. You're not afraid of, you're right here. We're here. And they have this amazing amount of pressure. Well, yeah, they do put this amazing amount of pressure on you, gentle pressure for you to breathe deeper. Okay, stand in the sun a little bit longer. Sit down and enjoy things. Sweetie, come sit down. I just got a couple more things to explain. Babe, we got a dishwasher. Just leave them. And I need to finish this now. Babe, just leave the dishes. I will get them before I go to bed. And that's not no BS. They do get them before they go to bed. Right? Again, you've picked a great one, hunty. The Knight of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. They're dutiful. Okay, look at your Knight of Wands. They're countering with the Knight of Pentacles. Steady. They know what you need. Okay, this is probably a person that has been through some therapeutic processes themselves. If they've not been officially in it, they have read and studied. They've done a lot of internal work themselves. They have a level of patience that is it's not any way like a passive aggressive. And sometimes people think, oh, this person, they never get flustered. They never that. That's just because some people are just really, really passive and it appears that way. But this person is actually a proactive and assertive. Okay. They'll let the storm pass. Right. And then they are proactive. They're assertive. They address things after the storm has passed. And then they're proactive as to make sure to have preparation. To if they see this begin to surface again, they know what to do and they start there. And that's how you two reflect each other. And that's what you've chosen. Right? See, I told you, you've prepared even with your partner. The Devil card, the Wheel of Fortune. Love how the Devil is in this deck of where this is this happy home, but internalizing is the Lovers and the shadow energy of the Lovers of thinking, well, how long is this going to last? It's going to last as long as you stay alert and aware and appreciative and focused on what you really have control over, which is yourself. A therapeutic process is necessary. You have to begin to unpack that, and you're going to need a trained professional to do that. Just not because of, oh, this is bad for your partner, and are you saying and I'm crazy? No. I'm saying I love you. Okay, as one human being to the other, and I don't want you living like this. I don't want you to have done a lot of great stuff in your life and then get to the end of it and realize, oh shit, I forgot to enjoy it. Damn. Wheel of Fortune, this is the opportunity now, because we're here. You're already starting the spiritual therapeutic process by tapping into the spiritual reservoir, going into the source, finding your readers and light workers that work with what you got going on, that tap into your shadows and tap into the light energy and bring the yin and yang into balance and help you to understand that they're both very necessary and they must exist together. They're integrated. You're not to fear either one of those, because they have their purpose. But now you need the tools to recognize in yourself when you need to stop and say, you're doing too much. The opportunity is here. The 8 of Swords in reverse. There is no confusion here. And the Knight of Swords, it's time to start talking. And for yourself, this is personal work to be done. It's what the divine is asking for you to do. Now that you're aware, now that you know, because your partner is showing you that patience and that love, that divine energy, you know that this is a divine match. You may be thinking down the line, I want to commit to this person and go as far as we can go, to be together as long as we can be. But intuitively and in reality, that you got some things that you need to unpack so that you can truly appreciate and give them what they give to you. You want to be able to give it back without any fear or reservation. Okay, so let's see. Divine, may I have 4 more cards here for divine strategy for our Taurus moving forward, please? And one more. Okay. I wish these little cards would lay flat, but let me stop being persnickety and get to the business. And that is business is with you, dear Taurus. So here we go. The 6 of Cups. See, addressing that inner child, taking care of the child, and let the child, your inner child, know that you kept your promise. You're safe now. The Ace of Cups. There's this part of the journey where you go into the therapeutic process. This is for you. It's just for you. This is the next step in the promises that you made to your little self. I'm going to get us the help that we need now. We got our material world together. Now I've got to get us in the line, and our psychology, our mental health, and our spiritual health in alignment. I've got to. Okay, this is that part now, because everything else you can relax. You're straight in the material world. Now it's time to deal with the non-material. 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. You're no longer going to put yourself, you're no longer out in the cold. There's no threat of that ever happening. Okay? I'm glad to be able to speak that over your life. There's no threat of that happening. Okay? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And before you can plant that seed of true long-term commitment with this person, because this is what you want and they want that with you, you know that you got to plant that seed within yourself so that it can sprout and grow. You want to grow a beautiful tree of life. dead center in the garden. This is where it's going to start. This is the seed that you need to plant. Emotional healing, physical growth. Okay? All right, dear Taurus. That is your session. I do hope that it was of help to you. I appreciate you, especially your most valuable time and attention. And do remember that back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. Hope to see you again.